I'd like to welcome everyone today to our webinar. This is the Step 4 webinar that goes over the general sales process overview. And up until this point, there have been 4 steps primarily that you would have followed to come to this webinar or come to this packet. And we're going to do a quick overview of what those steps were to lead to the general sales process overview that we're going to cover briefly today. So in the first step, step 1, this is where you receive the packet for new relationships that we send out. And what that packet does is it familiarizes you with the types of plans that we work with, various asset minimums, and overall compensation structure that you can expect whether you're an advisor or you're an investment manager working with the plan. And then once you work through that packet, we sent you out login information if you were an investment manager. And that's what the Step 2 packet is designed to address. And that's going to walk you through how to build your model portfolios and how to manage your investment options if you're an investment manager. If you're an advisor, if you're not participating actively in the picking of the investment options, or you're working with the 338, 321, or a regular investment manager, then you wouldn't have received the Step 2 packet. But the Step 2 packet is primarily there to assist those that are building the models to accomplish that successfully. And that leads to the Step 3 packet. And the Step 3 packet is kind of the most lengthy of all the packets. And what that is that's the overview for creating proposals and using INR's proprietary CRM system. And what it'll also do is the Step 3 packet will help you to understand your target prospects or your current clients, how to build a lead list if you don't have it, and how to leverage Invest and Retire's online resources to create fee disclosure and comparison reports, various proposals to bring to that first meeting, and how to manage your pipeline through Invest and Retire's CRM system, which is designed specifically to work with retirement plans. And that brings us to Step 4, which is what we're going to cover here briefly. And what this step does is it kind of brings everything together. And what it's really designed to do is to help you target that first meeting and move the prospect or current client through to the conversion process using what we like to call the general sales process. Now, as an overview, this is the general sales process here. And it's a 4-step process, or we call them 4 stages. And it's really designed to be very flexible and ensure that you can have an easy level of integration with your current business practices. Now, what we've gone over so far with this first Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, all of that is leading up to that very first meeting, the purple box that you see there on the left. And at that first meeting, we're going to discuss here, I'm going to show you a couple of resources that we make available online that will help you be prepared and help you make a successful value proposition at that very first meeting. Now, what you're going to see here is now we're on the Invest and Retire website, and you're going to come in with your login information that we supplied to you, which is an email address and a password. And if you may have watched one of these before, the last time we went in for looking at the RA section or how to build the model portfolios, but we're going to come in sales, and this is really accessible through any way that you enter the site. And what we want you to focus on here is this brochures section. And the brochures section, if you scroll down a little ways, you're going to come to this area that's called sales process. And the sales process is going to give you access to all of the resources that are going to help you through completing that sale. As you can see in the Getting Started section, we have what you've probably become familiar with now, the Step 1, the Step 2, Step 3, and the Step 4 guides to get you to this point in the video here. But now we're going to enter the actual sales process where we see we have that first meeting, we have the webinar, follow-up, and conversion. So what we're focusing on right now is this first meeting. Now, what we have available here are client leave-behind sheets. And what you do once you've prepared your proposal to take to that prospect at the first meeting, you have access to these client leave-behind sheets, and we can also make these branded for your company. And they essentially give an overview of how the platform works, what are the competitive advantages, and again, we can take the Invest and Retire out here and put your information in. But it's just a good summary guide to leave behind with the plan sponsor. And then also, if you're wondering about going into the meeting for the first time, we have this first meeting general outline. And this is something that Darwin and I put together because it's kind of the culmination of the experience that we've had going into the first meetings, some questions to maybe consider, and then most importantly, what a lot of people are looking for is the common objections that come up and how to overcome those objections. All of that information is laid out here. Another thing that we do when we have these plans is one of the first questions we ask the plan sponsors is, what would you like to see improved with your plan? And that kind of reveals their hot button or where their particular area of focus is early on in the conversation, so you can build your value proposition around addressing whatever concerns they have. And so this packet really goes over all of that. Now, where do you go after the first meeting? What's the goal of the first meeting? Most people that are successful at closing business will always say that you always want to go into a meeting knowing exactly where you want to end up. Well, the goal of the first meeting really is to get that particular prospect or current client scheduled into a demo webinar. Now again, going back to our website here, we can see the Stage 2 Plan Sponsor webinar. So this will give you a link that you can pull up that has a PDF guide that will show you all of the various times that we have the webinars set up. And what the webinars are, they're presentations that we deliver from Invest and Retire that go over the participant resources, the plan sponsor resources, in a very successful and very thorough manner, so you don't have to try to reinvent the wheel, as it were. And what you can see is that we have these demonstrations on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And so all you would really have to do is come in here, click one of the links, and then you could sign up a particular plan sponsor for one of these webinars, and then it would automatically send them a confirmation of the time and date. And if there's a time that you need to have us speak with the plan sponsor or have us give them that technology demonstration that's not listed on here, you can just send us an email and we can find a time to schedule a private session with them. Now, after the demo webinar, it comes down to following up with the prospect and asking them for their business. There are a lot of ways to do this. There are a lot of different methods to go about getting the prospect to actually make a commitment. And again, on our website, we highlight a couple of things that will help you along there, one of which is a process for overcoming stalls that has a particular system there. A stall is something where you're talking to someone, they're excited about moving forward, but maybe they're not sure, or there's something that's preventing them, they're hesitant, they're fearful somehow. And what that really helps you do is kind of get down to the root of the problem, make sure you can reinforce your value proposition to them, and help move them along to the process of conversion. And then we also have a sheet to sign up for weekly drip emails. We send out emails on Monday that are related to 401k plans, regulatory changes, ETFs, and 401k plans. And they're things that you can send out to your pipeline just to drip on them until you can move them through to the conversion process. And so these are all available under that third stage. And that leads us to the conversion of the plan. And again, this is where you're really handing the baton back to Invest and Retire, because we handle all of the aspects of the conversion process. By again referencing our website here under the Stage 4 conversion section, you can see that we have a diagram sheet that outlines how the conversion process takes place, and then a conversion process sheet that outlines all of the information that we'll need from the current client or the prospect to begin the process of converting the plan over. And we'll actually negotiate all of the details with the existing service providers, draft all the signature-ready documents, so the amount of workload that both you and the plan sponsor have is really exceptionally low by comparison to traditional conversion processes. And finally, that takes us again to the overall look of how this general sales process works. You've got your first meeting that's really dependent upon you making that successful value proposition initially. And then you are, in essence, handing the baton off to Invest and Retire to deliver the demo webinar. And then the process is going back to you to follow up with the prospect or current client. And then again is being handed over to Invest and Retire to negotiate and handle the aspects of the conversion process. And once that's complete, then it really comes down to you managing the ongoing relationship. So it's a very straightforward, it's very clear, very easy sales process. And the last thing we're going to take a quick look at here is some of the aspects of the ongoing support that we provide to you to help you continue to grow your business, help answer questions, and really provide you the type of support that you need when you need it and the way that you need it. And one of the first resources that we have is a monthly advisor investment manager call. And I'll send you out invitations to this on a monthly basis. And really what this does is it gives you an opportunity to ask questions, hear what's working, hear what other people are doing, and really talk to people that are doing the same types of things that you are nationwide, and find out, you know, what's bringing in the business, what's helping deliver to plan sponsors and participants positive outcomes. That's available again on a monthly basis. Next thing we have is the weekly drip emails that I mentioned here a little bit ago, and that's again to keep the attention of your pipeline focused on you and keeping the conversation going. And then finally, telephone support. We like to say we're here when you need us. You know, you can reach out to myself or anyone else out here at Invest and Retire. We're always happy to help you if you have a question or concern that requires immediate attention. And again, you can contact us at 503-419-2894, extension 104. You should have all of our contact information by now. And again, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. And as usual, if there are any questions or any ways that we can help, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks again.